Eliot Lauer, thank you for giving us this interview.
My pleasure.
Everyone in Israel would like to know how is Jonathan doing?
He's getting by. Obviously, he's very happy to be with Esther, their first Shabbat together. He has a number of issues that need to be taken care of physically, and we hope also to concentrate on the restrictions that the government has placed. But he's in a much better place today than he was last week.
What he was doing during Shabbat?
I'm not going to get into their private time together. He was in the New York area, and this was their first Shabbat together, which is very special for him, for her, and I think for all of us who have been waiting for this day for many years.
You know, many TV crews from all around the world waited outside the prison, but no one saw Jonathan leaving Butner. What was the secret?
I want to give credit to the Butner facility for taking great pains to ensure that Jonathan left in dignity and in privacy. And in deference to the prison, I think it would be inappropriate for us to go through the mechanics. Feel free to talk to the prison, to ask them about the mechanics, but I'm very grateful to the Federal Correctional Institution at Butner, which facilitated Jonathan's release in a very respectful way.
Did you sleep during Thursday night?
I slept for a few hours, and that's about as far as I'm going to get.
Now, where Jonathan is going to live?
He will live in New York City for the time being. There are a number of ordinary restrictions in connection with federal parole and a number of very extraordinary conditions that we intend to fight and are fighting. For the time being, he lives in the New York City area, and we hope that eventually he will have the opportunity to travel to Israel and to live in Israel.
Yeah. Where is he going to work?
He has a job with an investment firm. As we explained in the papers that we filed on Friday, as a practical matter, he can't work anywhere until the court or the parole commission removes this restriction that in effect says any employer who hires Jonathan has to open up its entire computer system to government intrusion, in effect waiving the very central Fourth Amendment right that all Americans have against an unreasonable general search.
So until the court is doing so, Jonathan cannot start work.
He cannot, as a practical matter, work, and in effect what we're saying to the court is this completely unnecessary, unlawful restriction prevents him from working.
When do you expect that the court will hear your motion?
A judge has not yet been assigned. We would expect a judge will be assigned sometime Monday. If a judge has not already been assigned, we intend to request a hearing with the court as soon as the court can hear us. So I would expect within the next several days, certainly within the next week, we will be before the court and we will have an indication of how the court wants to proceed. It's impossible to say exactly when the court will do anything or what the court will do. All we can say is we would expect to initiate an actual hearing or conference with the court within the next several days.
So can it take weeks or maybe months until this issue is being resolved? Because you know the judicial system is not working very fast usually.
I would doubt that we're talking months. We might be talking a week or 2 weeks. But given the fact that he can't work without clearing this issue, I think the federal judge will be sympathetic to the emergency nature and hopefully issue relief in a very timely fashion.
What is Jonathan going to do in the time being, those weeks?
He will be taking care of his medical conditions, and they are quite numerous. So in a sense, he needs to deal with his immediate issues. We've talked about the edema in his legs. He's got a number of other medical conditions that require immediate attention.
So he will spend his time mostly in healthcare facilities.
I think he will spend most of his time reorienting himself, thinking about the future, thinking about the future with Esther, and going to doctors to ensure that he gets the medical care that he needs.
Can you share with us something that he's told you in the last few days?
No, and one of the reasons is Jonathan is not giving interviews,
Yeah.
and we certainly would not want to be in a position to indirectly give interviews for him. Hopefully there will come a time when Jonathan will be able to speak directly.
What about the GPS that is carrying?
So Jonathan has been outfitted with a GPS system, which again is completely unnecessary, debilitating, and completely uncalled for in his case. So we are challenging that because there's no purpose to it. And we would hope that the court will agree that there's absolutely no need for GPS monitoring or for any type of restriction beyond the ordinary restriction of a new parolee that he not leave the Southern District.
President Obama signaled again that he has no intention to intervene in this case and to help Jonathan to live to Israel. How do you see this issue resolved?
Well, while we hope that the president will commute Jonathan's sentence, the relief that we seek is either at the parole commission level, which does not require presidential input, or at the judicial level, which again does not require a presidential input. We would hope that the court will agree with us that the conditions of parole are unlawful and therefore need to be removed. We would hope as well that the Parole Commission and the United States Department of Justice would agree that these conditions are unnecessary, uncalled for, and serve no legitimate purpose.
Eliot Lauer, thank you very, very much for your time and for sharing with us these extraordinary circumstances. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Gil.
Thank you. Thank you.